Now let me tell you something. Every love story does not begin with thunder, lightning, and a warning label. Some love stories begin with soft music, a picnic blanket, a handsome man with a navy blazer, and a woman sitting there believing, Lord, I think he may be the one. And baby, Lacy was believing. She was glowing like somebody had finally answered every prayer she whispered through tears. The sun was setting behind the trees. The flowers were blooming like they had been paid to show up and show out. The birds were singing like they were background vocals. And there sat Tom, smooth Tom, fine Tom, soft-spoken Tom. Let me carry that basket for you. Have you eaten today? Lacy, honey, you deserve the world, Tom. The same Tom who would later need a full altar call, 3 deacons, 2 ushers, and somebody's praying grandma named Mother Bernice. But we are not there yet. Today, Tom was courting Lacy. And Lacy, well, Lacy was falling. Not stumbling, not tripping, falling madly, deeply, dangerously in love with Tom. Tom spread the blanket under a blooming tree, carefully placed strawberries, grapes, sparkling juice, little sandwiches, pink roses, and a tiny box of cupcakes. Lacy smiled and said, Tom, you did all this? Tom looked at her like she had just stepped out a romance novel written by somebody's dramatic auntie. He said, Lacy, you deserve to be treated like a queen. Now, ladies, when a man says that, you better smile, say thank you, and still watch his fruit. Because sometimes the grapes are sweet, but the spirit behind the picnic is suspicious. Lacy sat down, smoothing her pink and white sundress over her knees. Her curls danced in the breeze. Her gold earrings caught the sunlight. Tom looked at her as if she was the only woman in the world. And for a moment, Lacy believed she was. Tom reached across the blanket and gently took her hand. Lacy, he said, I know you've been hurt before. Lacy looked down, because that was true. She had prayed for love. She had waited for love. She had watched other women get rings, homes, babies, anniversaries, and family pictures in matching sweaters. Meanwhile, Lacy had been asking God, when will it be my turn? Tom squeezed her hand. I want to be the man who makes you feel safe. Lacy's heart melted, and somewhere in heaven, an angel probably whispered, Lord, should we send a warning? But Lacy didn't hear no warning. She heard violins. Well, no, not real violins, but emotional violins. The kind that play in your soul when somebody says exactly what your lonely heart has been waiting to hear. Tom leaned in closer. I want to marry you one day. Lacy froze. Tom, Then Tom said, I mean it. I want a future with you, a home, a family, children, everything you've dreamed of. Now, let's pause a moment. Because when he said children, Lacy's eyes filled with tears. That word touched a place in her that she had kept covered. Lacy always wanted children. She imagined little feet running through the hallway, bedtime prayers, Sunday clothes laid out on Saturday nights, a husband holding her hand in church while their baby sat beside them, eating peppermints and dropping crayons in the pew. She wanted love, that stayed, love that covered, love that didn't embarrass her, love that didn't have another woman hiding in chapter 2. But baby, chapter 2 was already breathing. Tom lifted her chin gently. I will give you the life you deserve. Lacy whispered, You really mean that? Tom smiled, with everything in me. Now let the church say, because sometimes people promise with their mouth what their character cannot carry. And that is a life lesson right there. A promise is easy as a picnic. Faithfulness shows up when nobody is watching. Lacy wiped a tear and laughed softly. Tom, you always know what to say. He chuckled, only because you bring it out of me. Sir, not with the Hallmark Channel lines. Not the Christian romance paperback dialogue. Not you bring it out of me while your past is somewhere wearing lip gloss and waiting for a callback. But see, Lacy didn't know any of that. All she knew was that this man had shown up with flowers, food, tenderness, and a dream. And when a woman has been strong for a long time, tenderness can feel like water in the wilderness. So she leaned in. She let herself smile. She let herself hope. She let herself imagine. Tom handed her a pink rose. For you, he said. Lacy took it, holding it close to her chest. This is beautiful. Not as beautiful as you are. Lacy laughed, blushing. Tom, stop. No, I'm serious. And baby, he looked serious. That was the problem. Some people know how to look sincere while standing on shaky ground. The picnic continued. They ate fruit. They talked about dreams. They laughed about childhood stories. Tom told her he wanted to lead, provide, protect, and build a legacy. Lacy said, I don't need perfect, Tom. I just need honesty. And there it was. The sentence that should have shaken the table. I just need honesty. Tom paused, just for a second. Not long enough for Lacy to notice, but long enough for truth to clear his throat. Then he smiled again. You'll always have honesty with me. Somewhere nearby, a squirrel probably dropped a nut. Even creation knew that was a lie. But Lacy smiled. She believed him. And you know what? As T-Rose, I don't judge her for that. Because when you love someone, you don't always see the warning signs as warning signs. Sometimes you call them nerves. Sometimes you call them old wounds. Sometimes you call them the enemy is just trying to steal my joy. But sometimes God is trying to whisper, daughter, slow down. That evening, as the sky turned pink and gold, Tom and Lacy walked hand in hand by the water. Lacy's heart was full. Tom's word echoed in her mind. A home, a family, children, marriage, forever. She looked at him and thought, this is what I've prayed for. But sometimes what looks like an answered prayer is really a test wrapped in charm. And sometimes God allows the truth to come out, not to destroy us, but to deliver us. Because redemption does not always begin with a wedding. Sometimes redemption begins with a warning. And Lacy, she hadn't heard the warning yet. But it was coming. Oh, baby, it was coming. Before the ring, before the vows, before the betrayal, there was a picnic and one promise too many. Thank you for watching T-Rose Animated Stories. I hope you liked this episode. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And stay tuned for the next episode, Tom and Lacy's Love Story. Bye-bye.
I'm falling madly in love with him.
I will give you the children you've always dreamed of.